The federal government just announced a 42,000 tons of grain to address public concerns over food for Nigerians to eat. The fears about a food crisis are palpable. So, with food being a key plank of the multi-dimensional poverty facing 133.4 million Nigerians, when we do the maths, do the numbers add up? Will the few thousand tons of grains fix or soothe the looming hunger pangs in the land? The scene in the video at the background is that of Nigerians in Lagos Island being whipped to line just to get a loaf of bread each. This other scene is that of a family reduced to feeding on shrubs and grass and tapping it down with water while the children wait on leftovers from neighbors for any other form of meal to eat. Here is a woman, a breastfeeding widow in Abuloko, who fainted for not having anything to eat for 4 straight days, along with her children, one of whom seen here sipping pap given by sympathetic Nigerians. These are the emerging sorry and unsettling pictures of Nigerians across the country that is fast degenerating into a humanitarian hunger crisis. The food crisis is real. Many still wonder, is the situation more that of affordability than shortage of food items? Can we honestly say we didn't see this coming? How do we explain a nation so blessed with rich, fertile, arable land having a hunger crisis? How did Nigeria, once an agrarian nation with massive agricultural exports of assorted produce and commodities, become disgracefully a net importer of food? The nation's food import bill hit 7.8 trillion naira in 6 preceding years. Why does it seem so convenient to downplay the gravity of the situation where the food belt of the nation has been sacked by marauding bandits and terrorists? Why did we watch and treat with kid's glove bloodthirsty, gun-thrusting elements turn farmlands into deserted and abandoned wasteland? Farmers fear for their lives from the activities of daredevil bandits, terrorists and marauders. How and why do we think that momentary and knee-jerk options of throwing the strategic grains reserve open for afterthought release of grains can solve anything? Take the option of dipping into silos and releasing 42,000 tons of grains as announced by the federal government. Aren't there better and more strategic alternatives than such a short-sighted and easy but ineffective way? Let's do the maths. 42,000 tons equal 42 million kilograms of grains at 1,000 kilograms per ton. This means at a maximum of 50 kilograms of grains, which is the standard holding bag in Nigeria, only a paltry 840,000 people can get what the government probably may want to pass off as a grain largesse. Yes, just 840,000 people getting 50 kilograms of grains. First, for how long will that carry them? Now, if we put the sharing formula of 50 kilograms bag each for a maximum of a total 840,000 indigent Nigerians who are struggling to get just a meal a day against the 133.4 million officially certified as being struck in multi-dimensional poverty, can't we say the path the federal government has opted for barely scratches the surface? Except, again, we witness the dehumanizing and disgraceful charade of pitching a multitude to share a palmful of grains, as we experienced with the distribution of the oil subsidy removal palliatives. Even as the government says it is determined to bring down food prices and that it is drafting in the Department of State Services and the National Emergency Management Agency to take hold of the process, shouldn't the government spend more energy in more enduring, focused and strategic actions of addressing what has pushed the nation towards a looming food crisis? Wouldn't the government be better advised to look towards a more frontal and decisive action of getting rid of the insecurity that has chased many farmers away from farmlands in a manner as to generate confidence for the return of the farmers to the land with guarantees of safety and security from harm? Wouldn't it make more sense to cut the crap and curtail or attack the speculative antics of middle peddlers and commodity hoarders who create artificial scarcity just to push prices to absurd and almost criminal levels without consequences? Shouldn't we take more actionable steps towards reversing the contradiction where 78% of Nigerians, yes, 78% of Nigerians are said to be in agriculture, yet about an equal number live on less than $1 a day, making what they get to eat as food a constant nightmare? As a nation, we must appreciate the bitter fact that mass hunger is staring at us right in the face. Being in denial is not a wise option. This is more so that among other security threats, the risk to food security is by far the hardest.